Right. That's better. Yeah, so interesting week of PA, that's for sure. Yeah, so when did we start? On the 6th, didn't we? So this, yeah. All right, so this is our week versus that line thing. All right, yeah, so this is obviously the week we've seen. Rangy, for sure. Not the cleanest. But yeah, basically, right, like the first way to look at this, right, is we are still technically bearish, right? Like at this point in time, all we've seen is a breaker structure here, right? This is that point. Sorry. What's up, mate? What's up? Huh? What's up? You're right. Boy. Yeah, so we've seen this breaker structure here that's given us all of this, all of this bearish price delivery, right? And we start the week off, and all we're doing, right, is breaking all of these internal lows, right? So yeah, we're still bearish until it's like this, right? So yeah, so until so at this point in time, right, the way we really want to be looking at it, right, is we are seeing lower highs, right? It's all we're seeing. This lower high. This lower high. This lower high, right? So now what we want to look at, right, is, well, where's the weak area for starters? Where's probably going to get run? Like, what's the overall objective? And we can, with a reasonable degree of confidence, probably say it's that low, right? And then we can say after that low, that's when we can start trading continued pullbacks, right? Like, I mean, this is the thing, right? In here, yes, there are trades in here. There's trades here. There's a trade here. There's probably like a little pullback trade here. There's all of this stuff, right? But the higher probability trades are always going to be short, right? So, you know, what do we get? Well, we get that short price delivery continue to play out, right? I think, yeah, London, we start here, right? We can definitely take on here. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. We do. It's like good to like qualify your supply and demand levels as well, right? Like here, we've got something within here, right? But what does this do? Does this, like, how strong is this, right? Has this broken swing structure? No, right? So yes, we may get a reaction. The reaction likely won't be sustained, right? So cool. We see a bounce back up to there, right? I'm pretty sure let's go and just gonna have a look and see what trades we can find in here if there's anything. Oh, Joe got along here actually. But yeah, we've got, let's just come into, I mean, this makes enough sense for sure. Let's just go and actually break this down. So here, this reacts to this over here. Yeah, breaks down, creates equal lows here. So yeah, that's definitely an area we could look for trades. Depending how you want to approach this, you know, if you want to be aggressive, you could, in theory, take, you know, it's London Open, like you could be aggressive and take a seconds time frame, change of character, something like that here. Again, like completely depending on how you want to approach it, but what do you get? Yeah, there's an entry there for sure. So yeah, obviously you're trading at the very extreme of this candle, right? Like here's your demand level. You get this change of character here. You have a prior one here, but there's no flip here, right? Here we could class that as a flip, but we could also say that this is the extreme of this candle, right? So if this is going to hold, then yeah, or we could trade more something up here, right? We get this reacts to this entry. This is a slightly safer entry for sure. Does that ping that? No. Yeah, you see how that trades perfectly into it, rejects it, there you go, right? There's your flip, so there's your entry. All right, or after here, one or the other. But yeah, or if you want to be a little bit on the safer side with things, you can wait until 1M gives change character here. So initially you're looking at this fails to hit this and hits this larger range here. We get another break above. I'd probably be looking at that. In all honesty, all these wicks, I probably wouldn't have it to come off that. I suppose here is the other entry, right? You get a break above here. If we're looking at this, like from a structural standpoint, you got a break of structure. You have a break of structure here. You have a break of structure here. So here is your higher low here, right? So until this low gets violated, you're good to think it's bullish, right? Runs equal lows. Yeah, there you go. Right. So yeah, now we obviously trade up into here. Again, what's 15M doing at this point in time? So 15M, we've had like an internal sort of change of character there. So really we'd want something on 1M. So there we get the 1M thing. Would I short that? Probably not. I'd probably be more thinking it's something up there. Yeah. Okay, built equal highs there. So now it's like like this is the this is a place a lot of people get. Sorry, one second. Yeah, this is the place a lot of people get stuck, right? Is that they will be seeing this and going, oh, well, the entry's missed me, there's no point, right? But keep an eye on the level. It still makes sense as a POI, right? Like this whole thing does really, like this entire range, we can see what happens. Let's go on a different time frame, speed this up a little bit. Yeah, cool, trade down away, but you have to like you have to understand you've got unmitigated levels there, right? So the trade is not gone. We still have this as well, which looks juicy. Trade back up. Trade back down. Run into that. Yeah, there you go. There's your next entry, right? Now what happens here? Well, to a degree, right? I'd be looking at this and thinking, all right, it hasn't really given us a change of character. Change of character fucking nowhere down here, right? So likely we're going to come and test this demand level anyway, right? That's the likely thing that's going to happen. Okay, do we see anything that we can trade off in here? Like I probably take a punt and hit that. To be honest, I'd just say, okay, well, we've seen like some form of supply form, we've seen it drop out, you know, can I get my stop in a reasonable place? Stop is here. So yeah, I mean, I'd I'd definitely be very tempted to hit that personally. Come back up something. No, you could short. Yeah, I mean here you could just keep shorting the ranges as well. You see, range off. But yeah, you're always worse positioned in those trades, which is what I don't love about them. But yeah, you can see it just respects all the ranges until the weak low goes, right? So you've got entries here, here, here. But this is where you need to understand that, you know, anything in here you should be getting out of, right? This is the right. This is the trade with potential, right? Like anything here, you need to be taking profits at this level here, right? Okay, cool. What happens next? So now, yeah, like this trade here, we're looking, you know, taking out this low and then targeting the equal lows down here as well. Well, not the equal lows, but that's like the ultimate goal, right? Cool. And it's very like that's what we're framing the week up towards at the moment, right? Is a run on this low, and then we'll see how price presents and what it does after that, right? The same way now. So yeah, NY we just get another drop off. So yeah, I probably wouldn't be looking to get involved there anywhere. Then coming back into London next day, what do we see? And again, we've seen this low get, I think that low just gets traded below, like it's minor, but it just gets traded below. Right, and that's not a break, but yeah, it forms relatively equal lows, so we can still trade towards that. We've seen like an internal break here as well, pretty significant internal break. If we work this back and look at POIs, well, here's where the significant break and run on liquidity comes in to, right? And yeah, we've got this POI here. Can we refine this at all? Let's go and have a look, see what we can find within here. That, yeah, that would be the low of our 15 MPOI, right? This never gets mitigated, and this breaks that candle. So yeah, it's either going to be like the extreme up here, or it's going to be this little fucker hit these wicks. I bet it's those wicks. I bet it's those wicks to a fucking T. Let's see, should we put a limit on it? It's only fucking backtesting. I do this sometimes. Stop. Well, half a pip. What do you reckon? Win or lose? Win. Win. All right, let's see. Okay, so Frankfurt open. How do you even, without an SO would be better? No, without an SO is never better. It's a terrible fucking idea. Whatever, win or lose, we accept trade. Oh, this looks like it's gonna, is it gonna bounce off of this? I'll just run those lows there. definitely wouldn't have that as a level marked up. We could try and trade that, but that's a little bit risky. Let's see what happens here. Back into that. Take the high, take the low, right, it's entry. Oh, fuck me, I'll just hit that with buy stop, to be honest, if I was quick enough. Yeah. Let's see if we can trade the FU into it or not. Oh, this doesn't look good. Oh, this is, oh. This is why you shouldn't backtest, because you do dumb shit like this and it teaches you bad habits. See if we can trade the FU into that way. That's the idea, is I'm trying to trade this FU at the moment, basically. Oh, you little bastard. Oh, and then it drops off of that. Okay, we needed the whole candle. That's fine. Don't just try to put limits on wicks, and always use a pip of stop, and you're fine. Look. See? But yeah, all right. So we just traded the FU. Yeah, I probably wouldn't even take that trade, to be honest. But yeah. So let's see if there was actually a proper entry within this. This comes into here. This gives us our change of character here. There we see RSD flip, because this comes back down into like this whole range here. So yeah, that's your end. Basically, once this range here goes, once you get the second change of character away from the high, you can short that. So yeah, let's see if that runs. Yeah, that runs. What's this doing here? So here we've got these two ranges. Let's see, does this give us anything on one end here? So I'd be very interested in taking this short again, because this looks like at least M15 chops too. Does everybody, like, is everyone keeping up so far, right? Yeah, cool. Cool, right. So yeah, let's go and have a look at this. Let's see what's actually happening, because we've seen this big run on liquidity, right? See this, run that, give 15M charge, like fucking clean 15M charge, so it just slices through that low. Taps into this. This creates low high. Yeah, cool, sure that. Whatever. That's a tricky entry. Unless you take that. It's not even negative. Yeah, I mean, that's the first thing I'd be confident in taking, just because it's a slightly more developed range. But I don't love it either, because it's low on that impulse. Oh, worked. Yeah, to be fair, actually, after here it becomes completely valid anyway, because here you have a chotch, right? Now you have a couple of chotches. This doesn't really flip anything though, but yeah, it's one of those semi-valid trades. I mean, I just in this PA, I'd just be like, fuck it, I just want to get in this. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, everything's aligned now, exactly, yeah. like everything's bearish, right? So all we're doing is just trading towards that low. Basically, that's the objective, nothing else. You see how if you're actually patient and wait for the right shit, right, it all works. It's just that patience thing. Yeah, that's kind of 100%. Look at the way that's fucking just accelerating up. Yeah. That's not coming back. Okay, now let's go and see what happens under here. So I know we've got that 4 hour, those 4 hour wicks beneath that. Yeah, nice, cool, target hit. Right, so yeah, we had these, like this range here, which was basically 4H wicks. And there was a little 1 MPY within that. I took this on the seconds, but yeah, I really wouldn't advise that. I would wait for 1M. And 1M, yeah, flip. So yeah, you get a flip in the chart. I mean, here you have to be quick to hit this, but then you can see that mitigates that. So that's your entry, right? Does that make sense? Isn't the chart higher up? No, the chart is here. Change characters here. This gives you your change of character. Previous trade. Which previous trade, mate? Well, the chart here, oh yeah, the chart here is a bit higher up, but there's no like real developed supply range yet. So like the best thing to do is wait for a little range to develop, and then when it initiates like that, then you can hit that short. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, I think you did take this long, mate. Really, really nice trade as well. Like, it makes a bunch of sense. You know, you just had a run on a low, all of that sort of stuff. Then cool, what are we looking at? Right, well, we're looking at this level here, see how this reacts. Yeah, let's see. She gets stopped on this. Bet you shot yourself then a bit, Henzo, didn't you? Where's the flip on the 1M trade, that kind of one? Just the wick. Yeah, exactly. It's because you get, well, it's this whole thing, right? So here we see like essentially this. Here's your flip, here's your charge. This comes down to mitigate like this little demand that breaks the high. So here's your next level, right? Make sense? Yes, cool. Right, yeah, I probably wouldn't want to be looking at scaling into this quite yet, just because of the fact that everything's still weak. But we do see like this forms quite nicely. You see like this takes out these equal lows here. Right, so if this breaks up, right, and it's I know a bunch of people shorted this, right? And yes, it makes sense, right? It's not a bad trade, right? But what you have to think is what is the like what's the overall picture at the moment, right? Like, where am I currently within price? Like, what have we done? What have we just done? Right, so what we need to be looking at now is, yeah, we just took a low, right? Like, we just taken out a high, like a fucking significant low as well, right? Like this low, imagine how much money it costs to stop that, right? Someone spent billions on that, right? So below here, there's a huge pool of money, right? Absolutely fucking huge pool of money. We've just taken out all of these lows, these lows, these lows, these lows, right? Does it now make sense to see a reaction like this, right? And then this to just continue and fall off, like within this whole range type thing, right? Like, it's not like this level, like you see how much volume went into this range, right? So likely we're going to see a reaction from it, right? So like, yeah, you can look for shorts from it, but just don't fuck off the longs at that point in time, right? Because they're there, right? We've seen like here on 1M, right? We see this. What do we get there? We'll get this whole range essentially, right? This flips this is the point of failure. So yeah, this is your POI basically, like either this or the extreme. In cases like this, normally it's going to be the extreme. There's probably something down there lower. Yeah, let's see what that is on fibers. Yeah, that. All right, that we're putting a limit on. So let's put limits on every single thing that I refine, and we'll see what my strike rate is. So what's that? Well, if I wasn't that much of an idiot, I mean, if it's a big stop though, isn't it? Yeah, we'll do that. It's better. Like if I had a cut the high on the other trade, I'd have been all right as well. But yeah, cool. All right. So yeah, we can probably look for shorts here. But yeah, let's just wait for 1M as well. Can we get a little trotch there? No flip. Run on the high into the refinement. Yeah, bang straight into the refinement. All right, let's see if we can short that. What happens here? Run again. Oh, we could have used the sell stop there. Yeah, this is a perfect example of when I'd use a sell stop. I'd be like, right, cool. We failed to close above the high, right? We've created this little demand. This little demand is now weak. We have a big pool of liquidity here, right? This is like a textbook. It's the extreme, right? Like everything to me about that is to me saying, cool, if this runs, it's going to be from here, right? Does that make sense as a sell stop? Yeah, cool, perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for as a sell stop, right? Run on equal highs, available liquidity pool, an extreme, and like a weak area that it can run through, basically. Yeah, cool. Oh, we could have taken that on the retest as well. Maybe we get fucked up here, actually. Let's see. Oh, is this going to fuck us? It is as well. No, cool. Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, little son of a bitch. All right, well, we'll break even on that. Comes back into the extreme. Trying to short it again. Well, no, I mean, to be honest, now I'd probably not short that again either, because I'd just be expecting that to continue on to higher prices now, right? Because it's taken this out. It's made it fail. So yeah, I wouldn't be looking at that short again. I'd just take the break even and walk away. Cool. Oh, we'll risk off. Yeah, it's time here. Yeah, 4. So yeah, stop trading for the day. And yeah, this right now, you know, this goes back to like Brian's thing of internal, external range, liquidity, all of that stuff, right? If we look here, where's our current range? Well, our range is this to this, right? Where the extreme is somewhere like this, or potentially this wick, something like that, right? Really, you want to go above all the available liquidity. So yeah, this wick, is that mitigated to EQ? I don't think it is it? No. So yeah, that would potentially be one of our extremes, right? So this is where you TP these trades, right? Market continues to move up over Asia. Right, and I mean, look, if we look at the amount of trades we've taken this week, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in 2 days, right? It's not that many, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really, really like, you know, if you consider the amount of trades you generally take in a day, it's not really that much, is it? You know. But yeah, is everything making sense so far? Yeah. Cool. Good. Right. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, now what have we got? All right, well, we've got the extreme again here. 0.7 or something, I think. 0.6. So yeah, that would do to that high. That was 1 to 180. Not bad trade, that is. And it's a long, so spreads won't fuck you. Do you guys believe that I just took like some random short because I like the 1 MPA whilst I called you, and it's actually working out quite well. I should really stop doing shit like that. But yeah, let's see. Right, so yeah, cool. Now we run liquidity again, right? Perfect. We've had this like this like internal break. Sorry, we haven't had an internal break yet, but so now we've had this big internal here, right? So we're looking for stuff that breaks this, right? Initially, like the ranges you're going to be interested in are like this, right? And there's obviously stuff lower down as well, but yeah, this, I have no idea why this has got such a big reaction. It's a fucking 9 p.m. candle. It makes no sense whatsoever, but it is what it is. But yeah, those would be the two things we're looking at initially, right? So yeah, here I think I was saying to someone like I was right. Again, safest way to say this: wait for 15 MOF to change. Cool, 15 MOF changes. Refine your POI again, right here. Essentially, we've got this whole thing here, right? That we would reasonably be looking at. That's going to be like some form of engulf candle, right? And again, just recognize that that is the extreme. It is still valid until what these order flow, mate. Like it's taken out equal highs. Yeah, they're going to get run at some point, but it always gets run at some point. If it presents, then it presents. Cool. What do we see? Cool. We see that get run. Equal highs being built. Tap into that. Perfect. Get change character. That little right there to go. Is that run that high? Trade that equals. It's not the nicest, but it has taken out those equal highs. I was just going to say I'd probably stick a sell stop there. To be honest, just because again, like you see, it's the same theory, right? This has failed to create high. So likely this demand is weak and we're going to target a liquidity pool below it. Right, we can get our thing there. There's our liquidity pool. Right, it's exactly the same setup as the sell stop thing before, right? Yeah, not the, well, yeah, it mitigates something quite specific over here as well. So yeah, then we're shorting towards that. Yeah, this was that day, wasn't it? I mean, there's a bunch of scalings in that. Price goes on a fucking mad one, doesn't it? I mean, there's fully no entry into this this trade here. Like this trade here, let's look. So we got this. If we take out this into like this larger range up here, then yeah, we can short that. I'm trying to buy when I should have stuck sells. Well, you just got to realize where we are, mate. What have we done? You know what I mean? We're at high prices, right? Like stop trying to buy it here. Wait for it to pull back and then buy it. You know, like yeah. And then we see, oh no, even that gets taken out. Fuck me, she's violent over there. Oh no, yeah, this is what I want to come to. Yeah, cool. All right, so yeah, it comes into this. That makes a bunch of sense for a lot of reasons. Largely the large liquidity pool beneath it. We've run equal highs again. Cool. So initially we're looking at like this area here. That wick is a little bit of a stretch, but yeah, let's see what happens here. Okay, we get a lower high. This doesn't break anything. This does. So we're looking at that. Come on, silly fucker. Oh, fuck off. Zoom crashes, I apologize. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's the high there. Yeah, that runs equal highs too. So perfect. There's a flip. All of the good shit. Okay, taps into that. There's no flip there. Technically flip. Yeah. Oh, I look slag. See, it still hasn't violated that high. Yeah, I can show that again. So let's try maybe short. There we go. So 1L. But this is where I'd not be too fussed about taking the L, right? Because I'd be like, well, the level's still valid and it's still done the correct price action, right? We know that this has failed to close above on 15M, and yeah, there we go. Price delivers bearishly into there. Then we see some really, really clean 1 MPA. Yeah, this is a nice flip area here. This whole candle, basically, something there. That taps back in. Would we want that to come lower? It's really, we want to be looking at that wick. Because that's the last sell price action, right? This isn't really what we want to refine at least 500 yet. Thought so. Yeah, cool. Change character there. We can get in there. Okay. Might take us out, but yeah, if I could get my stop below that low, I'd probably be reasonably happy with that. Yeah, so I want to try and get that like there, just so I could have a little bit of buffer on the low. You probably get, I mean, to be honest, with that price action, you probably get filled down here somewhere. If you hit it at the right time. Oh, fuck. I thought that was going to keep us in for a little bit there. Okay, maybe she wants to come lower. Let's develop equal lows there. another touch after a run on equal lows. Definitely going to take that long again. Something there. Yeah, touch there, right? Cool. So we've taken a quick L. Yeah, I'm more than happy with that. Yeah, we're just expecting that to continue and move up. Right, and you see how important it is to understand, like, the level's not dead and we're still looking for 1 MPa, right? So we're still fine at that point in time. Like, as long as we're waiting for 1M again, it's all good. Taken out, move on. Such is life. Yeah, cool. Price continues to move. There's a nice continuation in this actually, but yeah, let's do that. Yeah, there was a nice buy in here that I took. Again, like respecting, like reacting to this, right? We get this candle over here, takes out like liquidity beneath this candle, right? So that was the sort of POI that I used. Not the best for a continuation, but yeah, definitely valid. And then we saw again on 1M. And you see how often like we're on 1M and not the seconds, yeah? Like we're not always like it's not all about just sitting on the seconds. A lot of the time it's like looking at 1M, like going, okay, has 1M done this? Has 1M done that? Has 1M done this? Has 1M done that? Like me and Lewis were chatting about getting long from the 15M POI. One I said keep an eye on for longs, like sort of in the London low, the one that ended up getting run. And we were both just saying like, well, we want to see like 15M from here because it's bearish, right? And it's just like making those decisions before, so you're not making that sort of doing that sort of shit in the moment, right? All right, cool. Here, because I guarantee you, if you do that sort of shit in the moment, you're instantly going to go on seconds, because that's what I do. Right, that to that, right? This here. Again, I thought that, like I was looking at that on my phone and I thought it chopped, it did on 1S. But yeah, there's a trade in there, nice continuation in there. All right, yeah, that's it. Good day, right? You know what I mean? We've still got this wick up here. Actually, that wick looks suspect. Okay, so that's going to get hit. But yeah, like bearish price delivery. So we're trading. Oh, we've got a long there. I forgot about that one. We're bouncing off an extreme, so we can trade longs, right? Then we have bearish price delivery, so we can trade shorts. So all we're doing is trading shorts, right? Then we run a low, so we start trading back the other way. Here we run another high, right? We need a pullback, so we trade the pullback to the continuation, right? We took what? What do we take L's? 1L in here and 1L in here, something like that, right? And a break even over here, right? And a loss because I was being a dickhead and trying to short that with element, but yeah. Yeah, cool. Then we hit that. What time is this? It's a bit late. This. Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry. Then you're okay to take 5S. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so cool. Then we see this, and yeah, obviously Friday was or Thursday was just short the whole fucking day. Yeah, we see a change of character here, so we're just looking at these as all the ranges, right? Coming into London Open. I don't know. So, they have a much better trade. Yeah, this trade here is actually very good. Flips this, obviously, PI here. Yeah, it comes into this. And I took an L on this because my fucking MetaTrader froze. I tried to hit it up here and I ended up getting in like down here somewhere, and that really pissed me off. I think that's what set me up for a bad day that day. Pretty sure there's something. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean, I'd be more than willing to hit any of that. Really hope it's a stop on that. Well, that's. Again, you could use a sell stop below here, a little bit riskier at this point in time, just because this has created a high, so we could see it bounce from here. But yeah, with that like V-shaped recovery, it's probably worth a pump, because you've got all that liquidity there that you should take out. It won't come back to that wick, mate. Well, it may come back to that wick. Yeah, it might come back to this POI. No, it's not coming back to that anymore. People has this head just fucked around all day, isn't it? Like all London. Yeah, no, I'd come back to that. Equal highs, no, it shouldn't come back to that. It shouldn't take out these now. Because this, now we've got a new high here, right? That's wrong liquidity. So now we'd be looking at shorts from here. Oh, hold on, let's see that. Again, this is another good example of a sell stop, right? You create demand that doesn't actually do well. You don't create demand. You don't create a new high. So this low becomes weak, likely to get taken. Right. The problem is that here it is what sell stops. Do you know what I mean? Like that's where you're going to be shitting yourself. And if you get a bad fill on it, like if it comes and fills you here, you're getting stopped straight out of that. So again, here it's a riskier trade again, but you do get a supply range, right? So here you get like, no, this isn't actually a risky trade. Here you get a little internal chop. Look here, you get this supply range created. Right, you get this little internal chotch, this high, this low, something like that. There's definitely a chotch there, right? So you can short that. That's the short there. Anyone catch that trade? Out of interest. Sorry, mate, what were you drawing? You're drawing this range here. No, here to here, this low here. That's right. There. That's that. No, we get a little high here, low there. Yeah. Yeah, price just continues. Actually, ends up melting. Ooh. Probably scared, isn't it? Yeah, definitely scared, isn't it? And I was taking buys here, but yeah, I won't go through them because they won't do. Even here, yeah, after the 15M, like you could get long somewhere in here, right? Because I remember this is 15M charge, but yeah, again, it's just important to understand that all we're doing at the moment is creating lower highs, right? So until one of the significant lower highs gets taken out, there's no point really trying to force it. Do you know what I mean? Like you might as well just wait and see what happens, right? Yeah, I was buying there as well, bro. Happens, mate. It happens to all of us, mate. Like literally yesterday was one of the worst days I've had in a long fucking time. But yeah. Yeah. So now, yeah. And then we've had today. So yeah, realistically at this point in time, you're looking at targeting like this 15 MPOI at minimum, and then potentially something lower. This whole range looks juicy for more shorts as well. So let's flip this. Yeah, nice corrective retrace. There's charge. Shorts. Yeah, take the extreme there. Not sure there. Yeah, and like reasonably, we're still targeting this 15M, this unmitigated 15M here, like these equal lows, all of that sort of stuff, right? And then yeah. No worries, brother. Take it easy, man. Yeah, I'm just trying to take you out. More shorts there. Off she goes, and then yeah, then you get the nice buys afterwards as well. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah, like literally we're just following like all we've done all week, right, is follow structure and order flow. Right, like that's it. You know, nothing else. Like need them all. Yeah, okay, well here, I mean here again we can get long, like I was out walking again, so I didn't execute it, but straight away, right, as soon as you've run a low, right, it's an aggressive trade. It's always a fucking aggressive trade, right? And it isn't going to work out all the time. Like it's really not, right? But once this low gets run, right, and you see a 1M change of character, like to a degree, fuck what it's come off. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, what 1M low, 1M chotch and a flip, right? Which we see clearly here. We see like interaction between supply and demand, right? like here, right? Like all of this shit, right? This gets taken out here, this last supply range, right? Here's your entry, right? You can wait another trotch there, and look, there you go. Right, there's your trade. Right, like super, like it's aggressive, yeah, but shit like this happens. Right, and then you're looking reasonably. As soon as that starts going like that, don't start trying to sell anything in here, right? This is coming above this for sure, right? It's taking out the next available point of liquidity, which is all of this stacked shit here, right? There you go. Shorts, right? This is just the short up here is fucking aggressive, right? But again, I just took this on the fact that we created a weak low here, right? Again, the chop was a fairly long way away, so I was like, well, we're probably going to come and retest that. We created like this weak low and this liquidity here. I saw this little inside bar, so I was just like, well, fuck it. You know, I made 90 odd hour in London. I can afford a mistake. And then, yeah, then it's just following that bearish price delivery again, right? Like that bearish, right? So here, you know, we get change of character, cool. We obviously have the 15 NPR, which I should have TP'd out. Yeah, that was a little bit of mismanagement from me. But there we have that, right? That's created charge. Don't love the charge whatsoever. Like it's odd. I'm surprised this continued up, to be honest. But yeah, we get surprised in life. Yeah, then we can see up here, it's an aggressive trade. This is a good trade. Yeah, right. This to this. This is our flip. This is our change of character. This is the run on highs. This low is weak, so we can look to target and take that low out. We come back into there. And yeah, we see again, no real flip as such, right? But we've seen like this mitigate this. Like I'm happy to short something like that, or you can wait here and say, I mean, you can convince yourself that's a flip or something like that. Not really, but yeah, like, and here I could get my stop in a reasonable place again. Well, reasonable for news anyway. So yeah, right, and then we're looking at taking out like that low. Right, and there you go, you've got 1 to 50 there. Right, and then the buy from there was super fucking clean actually. That was a massive mistake on my part not to hit that. But yeah, again, like going finding golfing, right? If we go on 2M, we've got one super fucking clean candle. We actually build inducement here as well. That's what mainly put me off, but yeah, you live and we learn. Yeah, that comes into there. Yeah, instant change of character there. You can get in here, you can get in here, you know, either or really. It doesn't really matter at that point in time. That's probably slightly safer because you've got better charge, but your stop is not as well positioned. Like here is aggressive, but your stop is protected. And yeah, off that one goes to the moon. And now, I mean, yeah, I'd still be saying that this, I'd still be guessing that this range will get some for like, because this may be the first high that they build into it. And then it comes above that. What does it come to? Oh, look at that. Straight into that. Let's see, this flips this. See, just all flips and fucking things like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's I've seen, in all honesty, I've seen a lot of people taking a lot of trades in the community this week, right? And you know, yeah, like our risk management keeps us in the game, right? Yeah, all flips and things like that. Our risk management keeps us in, yes, right? It does. That's why I've designed it that way, right? Not necessarily the best in the world to be taking like 6 break evens in a day, you know, like honestly, I know I do it. but yeah, like you have to be pretty mentally strong to be able to sit there and go break even, loss, cool, win. You know, yeah, like yeah, like and it is like the main thing is right is like the only times that I'm really looking at being aggressive is when I really like the areas, right? Otherwise, I'm just gonna wait for better shit. You know, like it's like wait for more. Like here, I took a second buy because this came into one. I really tear and I thought, okay, we may get one on this. I mean, honestly, fuck knows what it's doing right now. I can't like this low shouldn't have gone, right? If this was going to continue higher, this should have stayed intact. And how this is done that, I have no idea. It's bizarre, to be honest. It's at 9 o'clock, it does fuck all. Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Does someone want to get a calculator out and add up all of the R you could have got this week? Or not? Rangeception, yeah, it's been rangeception for fucking 2 weeks now. It's a bit annoying, to be honest. But yeah, I would guess that's a few hundred. How can you improve price reading at the moment? It's more, yeah, it's all experience, brother. You know, it's sitting there and fucking looking at it. Like it's the only way that you're gonna increase that intuition. Yeah, 5S is a lot of intuition. You have to. The main thing about 5S is you only get on 5S if you love the area, right? Otherwise, stay off it. Like leave it alone, because 5S is not a time frame you want to sit, right? Because it's fucking like it just does weird shit all the time. But if you love an area, you just sort of have to look at like if you really love an area, be aggressive with it, right? Try and get in as soon as you can, because oftentimes if you selected the right POIs, that's why we do all of this work on POIs and stuff, right? Like all the inducement stuff, things like that, right? Like you look at all of the POIs that have worked here. This is, you know, if we're looking at them from range perspective, right? Like this is top third, right? Even like here we've got this small range, this gets broken. Oh no, that doesn't get broken out of yet, but yeah, this is still top third, right? And then we're respecting that. If we look at this one, we've got this range here to here, right? Top third. Here we've run a low, so obviously we're at discount. You know, here is a bit of an odd one, doesn't really, bit of an odd one, but the PA makes sense. Then the rest of them, all of these within their own ranges, they're all the extremes and stuff like that, right? They're always the edges, right? Yeah, but yeah, does that make sense to everyone? Cool, good. Yeah, interesting week of PA, to be honest. I don't know. What do I have to say about it? Bit of a shit fight. Some good trades in there. Yeah. Like, cool. No worries. No, it's GU either. Yeah, cool. All right, guys. Well, have a lovely weekend. I'm sure we'll chat over the weekend. And yeah, cool. Peace and love, guys. All right. Take it easy. Bye.